Ladies and gentlemen, mostly gentlemen, welcome to the Hill Podcast, where we do lots of fun things on the upward journey. Because let's face it, life's tough. And realistically, the funnest part is when you're climbing upward. So, I'm currently 98 and a half hours on a fast, meaning I have not had food in 98 and a half hours. It's honestly been a really special experience, and I'm also doing monk mode, which is why I'm still wearing this garb here. It's a physical representation of something that I'm doing psychologically, which is basically this hood helps me kind of zero in my vision. So when I'm doing stuff at home, like trying to read books or trying to stay focused, this hood helps me like narrow my vision. It's a physical reminder of something that I'm doing psychologically to kind of change the way that I look at the world. Again, if you're new and you haven't heard about my journey so far, I'm 21 days in on this monk mode journey, and my big goal is to reduce the amount of extraneous stimulus that I take in. Again, I feel like the modern world lends itself to so much hyper-stimulus, and a lot of us now are being bombarded with this, and everywhere you look, doesn't matter, like if you're just driving, if you're out in public, you're going to get bombarded with some kind of super stimulus. And it's not great what it does to the brain. It makes it so that your baseline interactions with others no longer feels interesting. You're no longer feeling like socializing anymore because, again, you're getting all of this excitement from artificial sources. We're inundated with screen time. Social media, as we all know, not great for you in extended doses. So that is why I'm taking on this challenge. And not just social media, but like music, the amount of food that I take in. So I'm trying to restrict my calories to about 1,800 a day. Although I'm kind of combining two things right now because I'm on top of my monk mode doing 21. No, not 21. I'm doing 96 hours of fasting, and I decided if I'm going to go the full 4 days, why not just push it to 100? So tomorrow is when I'm going to officially break my fast here, and I'm very excited about it. It's going to literally be like waking up to Christmas because I put a bunch of slow cooked food, and it's going to be cooking overnight. So when I get up in the morning, I can have a bone broth with some veggies that are easily digestible after you come off of a 4.5 day fast. But that kind of brings me to this topic, which is, why is it that everything that is more challenging nowadays brings us so much more happiness than most of the things that we're offered? For example, when I eat less food, why is it that like there's all these reported benefits from so many people? People who have had cancer report that they have so much more of an improvement in their symptoms after they've done extended fasting. People who have had issues with diabetes, they go and fast and they report that their insulin levels are now regulated. I just think it's so interesting how when you participate in things that are more challenging, when you, when you reach deep within inside yourself and you do those things that are uncomfortable, that is where the most growth happens. And realistically, life without that set of challenges it feels kind of meaningless. I thoroughly have enjoyed this process, and I think back to every single challenge I've ever gone through, and I'm sitting here talking to you as somebody who has not eaten food in about 96 and a half hours, and I can sit here and tell you that this is honestly, it's very rewarding because you have like this resting level of discomfort, and you're able to strengthen your mind by saying, I'm not going to pay attention to that thing that's always there. I'm not going to pay attention to this impulse that I always give into. Instead, I'm going to redirect my focus into other things. And take it from like a physics standpoint, energy cannot be created or destroyed. So that energy has to go somewhere. That focus that you would have given to the food that you would have taken in has to go somewhere. So where is it going? And I've found that while I fast, like my focus on the work that I'm doing is so much more intense. I feel like when I'm working with my patients, I don't know if I mentioned this on the show yet. Recently graduated from school. I'm a doctor of physical therapy now. Very proud, very excited about it. But when I'm working with my patients, I just feel so much more present with them. I feel like the words that they're saying have so much more weight in my heart. And so when I'm working with them, I feel like I'm really there, present as much as I can be. And it's just been such a wonderful experience, and I would highly encourage everybody to try fasting. I feel like in modern society we're always eating multiple times throughout the day. We're always being hit with advertisements about eating. The culture at large is all about eating. What do people do on the weekends? They go out and they go out to eat. Let's go grab a drink. People are drinking and eating. It's like that's like the main thing, the highlight of the weekend for most people. And it's like we put that on such a pedestal. When we don't take in food and we fast, it's rewarding, and the scientific benefits are all there too. It helps regulate insulin levels. It increases BDNF, which is basically this factor that encourages neuronal growth and helps you improve connectivity within your brain. Benefits are crazy. You also get more stem cell production, which are basically these undifferentiated cells that can become anything that your body needs. So if you have injuries and you have more stem cells available, your recovery rate's going to go up. The list of benefits for fasting are incredible. Testosterone levels for men after 2 days of fasting, they drop. But then when you do the refeed, after, let's say you fasted for a total of 4 days, when you do the refeed, your testosterone levels significantly increase afterwards. Your androgen receptor sensitivity goes up. Again, I'm just reporting the findings here. Do your own research on it. However, I will say fasting has a long list of benefits that you should all look into. And I'm very excited to kind of see how I feel tomorrow after my refeed. It'll be about 111 hours or so when I finally decide to sit down and eat. And I'm so excited for it. It's just going to be absolutely incredible. It's going to be like Christmas tomorrow when I finally eat. Wow. It adds so much meaning to life when you can embrace these challenges and set goals like, I want to eat, but 100 hours from now, and you follow through with it. Like, when you're able to do hard things as a human being, there's nothing more rewarding than that. You prove to yourself so much, and you prove to yourself that you're capable. And so many of us are super capable human beings. It's just a matter of like committing to it and following through and finding a deeper reason to do so. Fasting was the thing that I wanted to commit to, but if there are things that you're not following through on, if you're not waking up in the morning at a time that you said you're going to, if you're not able to give up your prawn habit, if you're not able to give up your social media habit, if you're not able to give up going home every single day and playing video games and binging on Netflix as soon as you come back from work, man, imagine what you could do with all that time. Imagine the human being that you could be. It's just crazy when you see what we're capable of as human beings. And if I'm able to sit here for 100 plus hours and not eat food and still find enjoyment and in fact feel better than I did before, there's no reason why I'm just a regular dude. Y'all can do it too. Man. So 21 days on this monk mode challenge, I've decided to add in this extra 4 days of fasting. And I think a big part of it came from, I started feeling really fatigued a few weeks ago. And I didn't like that feeling. And I looked into the research on like what fasting can do. And a big part of fasting is the autophagy process, where basically your cells and the mitochondria get recycled, broken down, and what you're left with is the highest functioning cells and the highest functioning mitochondria. And through that whole process of autophagy, you're left with basically the best functioning everything, because those are the things that end up replicating themselves. Cells reproduce by self-replication, and the mitochondria will follow suit. So when you do something like this, if you're having low energy levels, fasting might be something you look into. In addition to the fact that fasting is a super potent immune system booster. Again, the same process happens in your immune system. It helps downregulate for a little bit any hyperimmune activity. And then over time, those benefits are then seen. It's so cool what the autophagy process can do for you. So if you are feeling low in energy, I might consider, and you should consider, a potentially extended fast, 48 to 72 hours. See how you feel. You might really get some benefit from it. And I honestly, the mental challenge is the other thing. When you prove to yourself that you're able to do hard things, when you continue going despite you having this mild discomfort the whole time in your stomach, it is a powerful experience. Not to mention, like, just the way that you experience the world around you sound crazy right now. I feel like I can just hear so much detail. It's like when you tap into that hunter-gatherer mode where you're looking for food and you're hungry. It's like all your senses are heightened. And that translates directly into modern society. I'm not hunter-gathering right now, but I'm still working with people and I'm still like interacting with the world around me. So all my senses are heightened, but I use it to my benefit to help my patients. I use it to my benefit to enjoy when I'm not listening, or when I am listening to music, which is part of my monk mode challenge, which today I'm allowing myself to listen to music because I'm only allowed to listen to three days a week of music on this monk mode challenge. When I do listen to music, it's crazy. When you're fasting and you listen to sounds and music, the detail that you pick up on, ridiculous. Colors seem a lot more vivid. It's the whole human sensory experience while you're fasting is augmented for sure. But wow, I'm happy that I got to share this current experience with you all, and I hope you pick up something from it. I hope you all have enjoyed joining me on this journey, and I look forward to chatting with you guys next week. Cheers, and I will see you on the next one.